back to the channel, and today I'd really like to talk to you about a topic that has been on my mind, and that is series envy. Now, if you've been on Booktube, you've seen, especially on fantasy Booktube, there are no end to the amount of series you can start reading. Now, if you like to read different genres, you're going to add to that. Imagine you're reading all your favorite sci-fi series, but you want to read your favorite crime series, you want to read your favorite horror series, you want to read some sci-fi series. What about literary fiction, speculative fiction? I mean, it just goes on and on. So I have the same problem. At my last count, I believe next year, I will be in the middle of something like 18 or 9, no, it's 19 different series concurrently reading. And that will take up probably half of my TBR at least. And that really restricts your ability to kind of pick up some of those series that you've seen elsewhere, or that you know for a fact are high quality and are already on your TBR. And I'm going to go through a few of the ones that have been giving me kittens recently. Now, as far as main fantasy series go, I am reading The Realm of the Eldlings, The Faithful and the Fallen, The Wheel of Time, all of these large series at the moment. But there are some series that, you know, I'm not reading in mainline fantasy, like Tad Williams, Memory, Sorrow and Fawn. I'm not reading Tad Williams at the moment, which it brings me great pain. The big elephant in the room, obviously, is the fact I still haven't started Malazan. Even though that was going to be a year one reading event for me, it has fallen. I had planned to read it along with someone else, another booktuber, but these things, they fall through, and that looks like it's going to have to start next year for me now. How about critically acclaimed authors like Daniel Abraham, Dagger and the Coin series, or N.K. Jemison's, here we go, the 5th season, you know, the, what was it called again? The Broken Earth trilogy. There we go. I'll get that in the end. Other acclaimed authors like Janny Wirtz. You know, I'm not reading Janny Wirtz at the moment. What about Flintlock Fantasy? What about something like Django Wexler? I love Bernard Cornwell. I'm currently reading the Shark books. After that, I would like to read the Grail Quest books. But guess what? What about the Saxon Chronicles? You know, this is another huge series. There must be, you know, 15, 16 books in that series. What about sci-fi? What about something like the Red Rising series? You know, I own these books, but, you know, it could be years until I get to start some of these books with the series I've got on my plate. David Gemmell, you know, what about Legend? What about Waylander? And then another one that I was hoping to get to in year one, which I never did. What about Gentlemen Bastards? I mean, these series, I only pulled a few off of the shelf. At my last count, I think there's about 35 to 40 series I'd like to read. I'm only in the middle of reading about 16, 17 of those, and about 19 by next year. And that doesn't, you haven't been shown here, like kind of like Michael Connolly and Tom Clancy and all those other kind of non-fantasy and sci-fi series I want to get to. There's a lot to read. It's not just me, everyone's got the same problem, but being a slow reader, you really have to plan this stuff out. I've been planning this stuff, I've been putting it into a spreadsheet, and listen, I'm probably going to read most of this before I'm 50 years old, but obviously that's a few years down the line yet. And it's tough, and that's why the series envy comes in. You watch people reading these great series, and it's very tough to kind of stay true to what you're already reading, get through the books you've got on your plate, finish the book you're reading, not jump around. I don't DNF books. You know, I can't imagine DNFing a series. So, you know, this kind of content is coming down the road. But if it's 4 or 5 years down the road, it's the nature of the beast. Let me know what series are really getting on your nerves, which ones are you seeing recommended all over the place that you just don't have time to put into TBR. Put it down below. I've got to talk to someone about this because it's driving me nuts.